Okay, so I'm going to be doing a VOD review for Strongman. They play Rein the entire game. I went ahead and looked at the replay already, and I think you're obviously you have a few problems. I think you said you're console gold. Um, this looks like it would be like bronze, silver on PC maybe. It's beside the point. My point is that you have a lot to work on to get better, which is a good and bad thing. One, since you have so much to work on, there's a lot of things that if you've even improved slightly, you'll just go up in rank. Um, so you could take it like that, I guess. If you just focus on one thing, right, you can definitely improve a lot quickly. And I went ahead and looked at the whole thing, and I think what you should be focusing on first and foremost is your cover usage, right? What I mean by that is Reinhardt, right? You have quite literally like no range, right? So if you just, for example, like just imagine I just teleport you here, and you just stand here, you're just gonna get shot by 4 players here, right? I mean, imagine the Rein's a different tank or something, right? And you can't do anything back. I mean, you can like fire strike people, right? That's like your only range, but you're not going to kill anyone with it, 99% of the time alone, and you're just going to get blown up, right? So what you want to do instead is something like this, right? Now you can only get shot by 2 people, right? And that's just literally from hiding or like hugging walls when you don't have an opportunity not to do so is what you want to do, right? It minimizes the amount of damage you take, which keeps pressure off your support so they can do something else. And it allows you to not drain your shield resources or HP or like armor, so you can actually aggress when an opportunity arises, right? Cover usage is just incredibly important, especially in Reinhardt, because like when you stand out in the open, you can't do anything anyways. It's not like you can shoot. Like a reset can stand out in the open and shoot at the very least. You can't do that in Reinhardt, right? So try not to do that so much. And I guess the second thing I want you really to work on is just keeping better track of where people are. The enemy DPS like overextend a lot, and they're just like inside your spawn over and over again. You should be turning for these people the vast majority of the time. Where's the Reaper? Okay, whatever. Yeah, you should be looking at like, turning back to look to see if you can actually do something about them, right? And making like an actual effort to like think about whether it's worth peeling for your team or not. Right now, it seems like you're just not aware of where people are a lot of times. I don't know if like you're, I don't know like, uh, on console. I don't know how, like what the FOV settings look like. I'm not entirely sure. I'd assume it's the same as on PC. So it's hard to say. And I don't know if you use a headset, that helps a lot because you can hear people and where they are more easily. It's not mandatory. I personally don't play with one, but it definitely does help. I just can't see everything. So, I think pushing the cards okay. I think even better though, if you see other Ryans play on this map, they'll sometimes like walk up here, right? See if they're getting shot, walk over here, and then like charge onto here, for example. Just charge across this bridge and like walk up here, and they can jump on here and like immediately take this corner, right? As tank, you want to play corner by corner, especially Rein, like I said, because you can't shoot anyways, right? So, but I don't think playing cart is like the worst thing ever. It's just an option, right? Because this Genji is overextended, and if you just charge on him, you don't even have to pin him. You can just charge, cancel your charge here, and just start swinging on him, right? Obviously, you can't just immediately teleport up to here, but if you're walking from the beginning, it's an option for you to do, just to get him away, and maybe you get a kill. I don't think pushing card is like the worst thing ever, though. So if you're gonna do this, right, I don't really think there's a reason to shield. If you notice, you're pretty much the same height as a cart, so if you literally just stand here, it's really hard for them to shoot you, and you get cart progress, right? So, if you're gonna just sit out here on cart, you can just not even hold shield and not take damage. Again, that's why cover usage is so important, right? It's like shield for free. You have to actually use your shield for everything. So you're gonna play low ground, that's okay, but get a cart. Yeah, like I said, kind of react to that Reaper a little late. It's fine, just keep backing. And here, right, you're low. Instead of going here, literally just walk right here, right? Now no one can see you, and your Moira can heal you up, and they're not gonna like peek, right? So a lot of times this tank, your positioning baits your team into like bad positions. Like for example, not to say you're doing it. Let's say you're weak and you keep walking out here, and your Moira just keeps following you, right? But if you just stand here, you can't get shot, and the Moira has no reason to move, right? So, that's kind of the tricky thing about playing tank. Sometimes your errors can cause other people to make mistakes, especially on like frontline characters like Reinhardt. So here, right, you're just kind of standing out in the open. This is really dangerous. See how the Ana and Zen both have LOS on you, and I guess the Genji does too. You should know this Reaper teleported behind. Right, you can get slept, discorded, naded, and just blow up by doing this, right? But if instead of walking out in the open this way, you walk to this angle, right? So your team still has LOS on you, and you can choose who to shoot or like swing on here. But then the Ana, if she wants to shoot you, right, she has to like swing all the way out here to shoot you now, right? You just have to imagine you're hiding behind this whatever blue thing here, water jug or something, I don't know, or steel thing, bluish thing, whatever. So if she does that, right, she can get shot by your team. But right now, you can control this corner so she can't peek, right? If she tries to peek, you just swing on her, and she gets shot by your team, and you can swing on the Rein and Genji here, right? So here, awareness thing. I don't know if you saw the Genji. You can definitely see him on your screen there, and look how weak he is, right? If you just swung on him instead of turning for the Rein, he would have died. This pin's good, right? Pin him into your team, he just dies. I'd be looking to chase this Reaper, right? He's faded away, so that means he can't, you know, stop you from walking forward, right? So you know the Genji's behind. You saw him earlier, right? Or I guess he's top left. So you have you have to make a choice here. You either chase the Genji or you go for the backline, right? You just killed the Rein. Your Widow just killed the Ana. This is a 5v3, right? You pretty much can't die right now. You should be trying to go forward and take as much space as possible, right? Just literally charge in. I would probably ignore the Genji because he's hard to hit, right? And he's probably not going to kill people through getting double supported. You know, your Widow's probably in spawn area and your Echo shouldn't be dying to him, right? You can just charge in right now. Charge into the Zen, whatever, and just swing on him, right? You know, maybe you can't go like straight on him, right? You have all your shield, all your armor. You can afford to go, right? I think you probably don't want to be on card. Unfortunate that your Echo dies there. You should know the guy's top left though. So this is kind of what you don't want to have happen, right? This Zen was overextended. He was literally just like AFK here. If you just, I'm sure you can imagine if you just charged in, you just start swinging on him and potentially kill him. But then also, if like you're down here, right, and they try to peek, I think ideally what you want to do is go all the way up there, right? Come up here and like control this high ground here, because if they go lower, you can just drop on them, right, and just swing on them in the corner, or swing on them in the doorway. If you control this doorway, right, they can't peek you without getting hit, right? That's where Rein's really strong, in these like small choke points. The people struggle to come by. Since I'm shooting. So this Rein's really weak and he doesn't have his Ana. I'd be trying to pressure him, right? He's like, he has no armor. If you just charge into him and start swinging on him, he'll die, right? Kind of lose your window of opportunity though. No. Again, I wouldn't swing on the Rein. He's not doing anything, and he's the least likely person to die. He has a ton of armor, right? And now his Ana's back. I'd swing on this Reaper to get him out of here, right? A lot about playing tank is seeing when you can ignore the enemy tank to make something happen. I think dying here is fine. Unfortunately, your entire team died. But I'm sure you can imagine, right? If you just charge forward when you had the opportunity in the 5v3, right? You control that doorway. The enemy team wouldn't have even been allowed to walk in because you would be stuffing the doorway, right? So you can avoid a lot of stuff like that by just playing better spots, right? So, yeah, waiting for your team is perfectly okay. Here again, no reason to be like standing around in the open, right? Just you can even charge over here, just get here as fast as possible, right? And then just start fire striking the Reaper or whatever, and wait for your team to start walking up. Yeah, but just walking around in the open, like this ends, he's on like passive mode or something, right? You'd be like losing a ton of your shield if this end was just shooting. I don't know what he's doing. So you know the Genji went behind, unfortunate. You should be looking to see if you can capitalize on his positioning right now, right? And you know, you saw him dash behind and kill your Echo. You should be looking to see if he's killable. Maybe he makes a mistake. If your team pushes him, you can cut off his retreat or something like that, and you'd also be able to tell that the Reaper's just hiding here too. This is kind of what I was talking about, the awareness thing, right? Yeah, and if you like swung on the Reaper, your Kiri wouldn't have died here. Nice. So here, don't just jump around, right? You should get better if you're gonna play Rein a lot at blocking shatters, right? If you have shatter, the enemy Rein probably does too. So just keep that in mind. You know, just have your shield ready. Do your best to try to block it. It's okay. Here, right? I'd not swing on the Rein. I'd be looking to swing on the Zen. He's a lot more killable than the Reinhardt. It's okay though. Yep, they overextend, pay for it, so it's another good opportunity if you just kind of run forward, right? It's just through DPS. Okay, good. You should do it now. Here, right? It seems like you lose the Genji. Just help your team confirm the kill. I'd definitely be looking to shatter here, you know. And again, right, if you were playing at the doorway, the Ana wouldn't have been able to swing the corner to nano her Reaper, right? If you're just here from the beginning, right, or once again she died, you started walking over here to control this angle, right? The Ana would just like die if she tried to nano the Reaper here, right? So, it's very important to like your play. You know, I just kind of feel like you randomly shattered, like the Rein was holding a shield, and you just happen to hit the Ana, right? You should have like a target in mind. When you shattered, maybe you're trying to hit the Reaper, I'm not entirely sure. But you really want like a specific target, right? Should you hit the Ana, but because you shatter, you open yourself up to get pinned. So I think that's the end of this round. So I'm just gonna skip to the next round because I don't think you can recontest there. Here on this point, I don't like holding this close. You see a lot of people, you know, maybe in your rank they'll play here, but like maybe in plat they'll play here, right? You know, cover usage thing. The problem is their spawns right here, and if they start getting hurt, they literally just like take 2 steps back and are like invincible, right? So, generally speaking, in high ranks, tanks will hold like this corner, or you know, play around here. So Ryan, you could play like in this house here, play over here, play this corner here. You know, you have options. You can try playing up here. I don't think it's the worst thing ever. Because you can stall the cart. The problem is it's very easy to get angles on you, and your team can't like help you too much, right? Because if they peek, they run the risk of peeking spawn. So, right. But if you're gonna play here, just play the cover, right? So.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
It's all right, right? You know, try to get the fire strikes in. Like I said, no real reason to be taking a fight here. You see, because you fight here, you force your Echo. I don't know exactly where she is. You're forcing the Echo to peek the spawn, and you don't know if they have a, Oh, okay, that is the Echo. I'm just not familiar with that skin, I guess. Yeah, you're forcing the Echo to peek their spawn, which gets her sniped, right? But if you're just playing further back, I mean, maybe she peeks anyways and dies, but she'll be much less likely to. And yeah, so just keep stuff like that in mind. That's okay. I don't think you needed a charge there, because the problem is now you're behind the entire team because you pinned so far in, and the Zen's actually shooting now, so you're possible to get killed. I would have just taken the kill on the Rein and just try to bait the Discord, right? Just kind of accidentally kill the Ana there too. Probably died if they got here. Maybe get the res off. It's okay. Fire strike. Go for another one. Another fire strike at the supports, right? Do your best not to fight the Rein. I know he's low, but he's in the middle of 2 supports. And, right, Ana has both her cooldowns because she literally just respawned. So this guy isn't killable, right? You're the only one that can damage him through shield, and Ana heals for about the same amount of damage that you do. So the one instance, remember on first, I'll try to go back to it, right? I think it's here. No. I apologize. This instance is different, right? Because the Anna is not here, right? And he's not getting healed by the Zen, so you can push him. That's what makes it different, right? Here, he's just getting tanked by both supports and just gonna live, so. See, now this is like a really bad spot to be in. Even though you have a Suzu, right? Still put yourself in serious danger. Right, you should be looking. I don't know if you saw it, your Echo is on this Anna. I don't think you're in the greatest spot to begin with, right? But when you charge in, you should be looking to help your Echo kill the Anna, right? If the Anna dies, the Rein dies too. Because she's the only one that's gonna keep him up long enough to live, right? Because he was already weak when you charged. Unfortunately, your Echo loses the 1v1 to Anna, but if you just had, if you were just charging the Anna instead of the Rein, right, looking at her, probably would have helped save your Echo's life and killed the Rein and Anna. Maybe you still died to the Bastion, but is what it is. Here, right, I'd be going to cart. Not quite sure why you're going all the way behind here. It's Rein, you're very good at stalling cart. Risky pin. Okay, so one thing you want to do, play your corners, right? It's so important to play corners or cover because you see you're peeking literally the entire team by doing this, and your team can't peek, right? One, some of them are respawning. Two, if they want to peek, they're the ones that have to turn the corner and walk into the LOS of everyone else, right? But if you, instead of doing this, right, peeking really wide, you just played your corner, wait for someone to overextend, right? Maybe like the Zen or something, or the Widow gets too close or something. I don't know exactly. But you shatter the corner. Now they're in the LOS of your entire team, and their teams are the one that has to swing the corner wide to help them, right? You want to set up opportunities like that as tank. It's okay. Beta Transcendence. Here, right? Ignore the Rein if you're gonna go for a play like this. I don't think it's necessary. I don't know if you noticed, right? It's kind of an awareness thing. The Widow has just been standing here for like the entire time. If you're gonna pin, you should try to pin on her, right? I don't think it's necessary at this point. You should be waiting. You should have been playing it slow to begin with. And just waiting for your team to regroup and waiting for the enemy team to like push, overextend, and make mistakes, right? Because they have some serious like cooldowns that you have to worry about, right? Unfortunately, your support comp is like just worse in the Rein mirror than theirs, right? Anna's End's kind of scary, and Bastion can blow you up if you get caught out of cover. I mean, your DPS are pretty good at punishing Rein, but like your supports really aren't. So you can't like go for super aggressive stuff like this, right? There's just a lot of cooldowns. You have to bait out and play passively until they waste them, right? And I don't think you can touch here, so. Yep, unfortunate. Okay, so I'll reiterate, right? I think you'll benefit a lot just by playing, your corners and cover a lot better than you are now. Something you can immediately, fix, right? Just think about what corner you want to play around as Reinhardt, and I'm sure your gameplay will get a lot better. And again, I think the next best thing for you to work on is just your awareness, right? So, like keeping track of where players are, and making decisions if you can, actually commit on them, or just hope your team deals with them and like commit on someone else, right? So, okay, I hope this helps.